Welcome back to another, and it's been a while, Yu-Gi-Oh! Solo story. Now, it has been a while, and I was aware that the solo story came up at one point, but I didn't have everything set up, and I just didn't feel like putting it up until recently. So we're gonna have to let this upload real quick. I don't remember what the story was, I just know that there was something. And I've mostly just been fixated on playing Marvel Rivals lately, and yeah, pretty much just that. Not really that much. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Alrighty. Selection. Cool. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. To the solo mode. Okay. So we have this zombie Immortal deck. I remember not Duel Links, but the other Yu-Gi-Oh games having this deck as Yugi Moto's, the younger Yugi, like primary hard deck boss. I didn't like fighting against it, but I don't remember why. I think it was like he just got massive attack power, and I had no idea or understood what was going on. But we get to finally see the story, so that's at least cool. The Immortal Skeleton.
This graveyard serves as a final resting place to many. Here, in the place most suited to silence, a strange conversation began to unfold.
Me. But I'm the Skull Servant. A story about me. I'm nothing more than your run-of-the-mill Skull Servant. Well, if that's fine with you. So, did you have a reason for rousing me? No, look around. We're in the graveyard. They're probably sleeping in the earth all around us, just like I was. If you call out to them, I'm sure they will come crawling right out of the ground. Yes, we're not exactly rare. Yes, although it seems like I've been asleep for a while, some of us might have already been taken to a better place. It happens sometimes. A shining angel descends, then they take us by the arm and lead us up into the sky. I don't know what heaven's like, but it has to be wonderful, bright, warm. Incidentally, I was involved in quite the war once. We have numbers on our sides, if nothing else. When we gather together, we look like an actual army. Well, it's not as if we did anything in particular. We aren't particularly strong, nor particularly sturdy. We've got blown away, smashed to pieces. Huh? Was that how I got killed? No, I was dead already. But no matter how many pieces were blown into, it's only a matter of time before we were back to how we were. Apart from that, since I'm undead, I would love to be summoned by the Zombie Master just once. Have you heard of him? He's very popular among the deceased. I know it sounds silly from someone as puny as me, but it would just be nice someday. I've even heard rumors that there are some Skull Servants who admire him so much that they're trying to become masters themselves. I've been a Skull Servant for as long time, so I'm careful to live within my limits. But there are those among us with a little more spunk. If you happen to come across any Skull Servants like that, please be kind to them. We might look like this, but we were mostly a friendly folk. Wow, we've been speaking for a while now. I guess I'd better leave it here for tonight. It's no trouble. I haven't talked like this in a long time. It was fun. But it's time for me to return to my slumber. Let's talk some more if we ever meet again. See you.
pretty nice one. I like this one. He's just babbling. Just a babbling skull servant. That's funny. I do remember the zombie master or whatever. I remember that card. He was pretty cool. I don't know if he's still good. I don't remember people playing him. What makes a Skull Servant deck unique? A King of the Skull Servant has an effect that boosts its attack for each Skull Servant and King of the Skull Servants in your graveyard, which is bolstered by White Monster. Being treated as Skull Servant while in the graveyard, aim to utilize the effects of White Monster, thus increasing the number of Skull Servant cards in your graveyard, and giving King of the Skull Servant sky-high attack that can instantly end the game. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. Yeah, I remember the white card. I just I didn't understand how he got to like 6,000 attack during points. This makes a lot more sense. Yeah, it's another burial deck. It's a mill. Okay, white backing. We're gonna mill this, which I'm assuming adds to hand a Skull Servant of some sort, maybe two. Yep. We got White Prince, which counts as a Skull Servant. We got White Princess, which counts as a Skull Servant. Has an effect that can activate if sent to the graveyard. Discard White Prince. The effect of White Prince can send Skull Servant and the Lady in White to the graveyard. Activate the effect of White Prince. Warrant. Send. Add. Lady in White. There we go. So far, so good. Normal summon White Prince, okay. Send Prince from your deck to the graveyard. Activate the effect of White Prince. Here we go. Send graveyard. You can activate the effect again. Activate the effect once. Boy. Cool. Another Skull Servant. Lady. Send. Add. Send. Activate the effect of White Princess. This is a funny deck. I think this deck is very funny. Because all you're doing is just sending cards from the deck to the graveyard. And then special summon. I think this is a special summon. Or maybe it's a banish. Select the cards in the graveyard to banish. Special summon Skull Servant. Okay. King of the Skull Servant. 5,000. Just enough. Look at that. 5,000 in just a little bit of time. Let's proceed to the battle. I can still do stuff. That's funny. Wow. Well, wasn't that nice? That wasn't really too much. Like, there's a lot happening, but at the same time, it's all the same stuff. So, it's not really that much. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we get for this one. We get the Skull Servant. Well, this is kind of a given, of course. The second gift isn't as good. Let's see. Yes, sleeves and 200. So nothing too much. I think it's because they already had like the Playmate or whatever for him, but I don't fully remember. It's been a while. All right. As the clock strikes midnight, two figures are bathed in the moonlight's soft glow. In this graveyard full of sleeping souls, yet another strange conversation takes place.
Was it you who woke me up? Okay. A story. I'm just a typical Skull Servant. Then how about a story about my war days? What? You want to hear about something else? Why don't I tell you about my family then? My wife is a lady from good family and so beautiful that she is wasted on someone like me. Naturally, she's quite willful, but I love that about her. I'm making myself blush. I have kids too. My eldest is a boy, the youngest a girl.
I might be doing the voice wrong. It didn't hurt last time. My bad. Let me try this one.
I'm not sure if it's me or my wife, who my son takes after most in this department, but he's quite a rascal. Lately, he's been going around saying, I'm gonna be the king someday. For some reason, although, I have to say it's encouraging to hear. Even if the king he means happens to be the king of the Skull Servants. A Skull Servant above all others, that might sound nice. But the job actually comes with a lot of trials and tribulations. Oh, no. I wouldn't know firsthand. It's just what I heard. I have a daughter, too, and her father, I might be biased, but she is absolutely adorable. Oh, and as her father, sorry. It actually confounds me that such a lovely, sweet white could possibly exist. Of course, I worry about her being so tiny. But her older brother looks out for her. They're both great kids. I also have a few dogs, and they're so unbelievably energetic. It's tough with them always running all over the place. Are all dogs like that? It depends on the dog. Well, I suppose that's true. Whenever we go on walks, they seem to find it fun to steal my bones and dash away. They're so quick, it's hard to get all the bones back. It has happened so many times now that I don't even bother chasing them anymore. I just wait for them to get tired of it and drop my bones again. By the way, we've been on a family vacation before. Yes, a vacation. What of it? Oh, come on now. Being Skull Servant doesn't prevent us from leaving the graveyard. However, and I'd like to point out this wasn't our fault. We did run into some issues at the airport. The stress of it all almost killed me. Thankfully, that had already happened as it just left me bone tired. Just a little undead joke there. But it was what I was, and we still had fun. The kids were so happy. Anyways, I think that's all that chat I have in me today. No, I'm sorry that I kept only speaking of myself. If we should meet again, I would love to hear more about you. Now it's high time to let me go back to sleep. Good night.
Well, that's kind of nice. It's a skeleton that's just talky. Nothing too much. I recognize the card, but I don't remember the name. I remember using it because it's one of those goofy cards that it's just like nobody wanted to use. It's a joke card. And I love the joke cards. They're so fun to play. When it came down to it, there was some cards I was just like, I'm totally going to play this because I need to figure a way to. And one of them, I don't remember what it was. I think it was like the water one, Wolfsbane, Wolfsis. I don't know. I used it in Marine Susses and it helped with the water. But man, did it do nothing. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe. I will try to keep up with the solo content as much as possible, but I get lazy. You understand, hopefully. Either way, I still get around to it, so it's not like you can fully fault me on it. But that is kind of what it is. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, night, evening. Either one's fine.